What it do? Pach podcast on the Go to Work Network. Man, y'all know I'm a fan of hip hop, right? I got the legendary Silkyd here with me right now. How you doing, baby?
Oh, fabulous, as you know. I mean, can't help it when you wake up every day. You got to just say, you're fabulous.
Amen,
right?
amen. So I'm going to jump straight to it, Silkyd. First of all, I want to know, how do you feel about being the first female DJ on the West Coast? Like, what are your thoughts? Like, that's huge. Like, you know, that's humongous. What goes through your mind knowing that that's what you represent? Well,
it's really crazy due to the fact that you never expect to be a history maker. I'm extremely honored. I can tear up on it. I'm really extremely honored because at that time I didn't realize, you know, I didn't walk in to say, hey, there's no female DJ, and I decided to be a female DJ. I got into it because I love music. I can say I was, you know, messing around with records ever since I was a kid, a little girl, and it just evolved into the type of, I would say, form or that time in my life where it was perfect, where God had put me to be there. And that when I became a female DJ, it was to help the youth to get off the streets. And also extra income because I was a single parent. So, you know, I noticed that it made money for me, as well as that I used it as a tool for the kids to relate to it and provided a home where it opened up. And man, I can tell you about my history, but you know, that's how it be. So I'm only grateful. I'm thankful that the universe of God had allowed for me to be that. It could have been someone else, and you never get over it to realize that, oh my God, I'm happen to be in the history books, just like the people that I studied and growed up to be in history. Now I know how it happens.
So who were some of the people that you came across when you first started, you know, in the game? Who were some of the people?
Oh my God, I was blessed to be around Cab Calloway.
Wow.
And I've met many legends in my life. Sidney Poitier, Sheila Frazier, Rosalind Cash. When Magic came here to LA, you know, the Whispers, I've done a couple of their birthday parties. When Jamie Foxx came here, I don't know if he remembered me, but I actually did his birthday party when he first lived here over there in the valley before he got like blew up kind of thing. But you know, what's interesting is how you have DJ people's parties or been at an event, and then later they become this famous or mega superstars. So it's really it's really a humbling experience as well as mind blowing to say, wow, my life has passed through a lot of people who I admired and lived up to, as well as who I have had, like YG came on my talk show, and now look at YG now, you know, or provide an opportunity. So yeah, it's just, you know, DJ Quick, Battle Cat, Egyptian Lover, Second to None, Joe Cooley, and AMG. I can go on. That some of them are my family, just as well as people that, you know, have come through or passed through my lifetime, and to see how they evolved, let alone have evolved before me. Mm-hmm. So that's been mind blowing for me.
Dope. Those are some huge names. Like, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go back and show y'all some clips of those powerful names she just said for y'all youngers that haven't studied your hip-hop. Those are legendary names, man. Mm. So I heard you say Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx, now, I don't know about then, but now he's known for throwing, like, parties.
Right.
Like, he's well known for throwing parties.
He did, yeah.
So with you being a DJ, what gets the party started? Like, you know, when you come in to your set, you're still DJing, right?
I've come back, you know. I DJ in my own home, basically.
Okay.
But they've got me back out. I actually had performed at Grand Park, LA, right here in downtown, at a huge park in front of a crowd of probably 3,000 people. And they just, I have some young admirers that look up to me, or I've been their mentors, and they just put me back out there again.
Good.
So now that they put me back out there, I am coming back to DJ, that's for sure. So, you know, you don't stop doing it,
Right.
You just allow other people to do their thing, that's coming up because, oh my God, I can mention many DJs that I watched when they were teenagers or little kids, and here they are being the mega DJs now. So, every person should allow for those to come up and be the next. And then the wisdom of giving back and reach one, teach one, and to educate that. Like I'm honored of you because you're interviewing me, and those who are interested to know about my history. That's an honor for me. So it's not about a me thing, basically. No, the DJing, you guys will see me.
Yeah, see, I'm from the East Coast.
Yes, sir.
I'm from the East Coast and the South, but I heard about you over there.
Yes.
Yeah. So you put it down. So I'm honored to be interviewing.
Thank you.
I appreciate the opportunity. So okay, in the community, what it like? Okay, the music's changed, right?
Yes.
So how do you feel that it's affected the community since you were DJing to what's going on now with the frequency and whatnot inside of the sounds and everything?
Well, what has happened growing up in my time, I'm not going to say that drugs was not around, but it was not the main ingredient for you to enjoy yourself. And what I see with music what's going on in music, like in the club scenes and the whole bit, is that the drugs seem like it has to be the tool to make you enjoy yourself. Where we was based off of high energy. And I feel that the high energy needs to come back because it's the drugs, as you say, or the water or the food or whatever has breaking down the nowadays generation in their thought process. So this is the reason why we're getting music that don't make any sense. Okay. So, if you awaken your body and keep it spiritually clean with natural holistic things, then you're able to release that type of information to people to understand where you're coming from, let alone stimulate the conscious mind and inspire. We're not inspiring right now because if you're taking cough syrup and drink your, and you blah, blah, blah.
Mumble rap.
Right, exactly. Whatever the case may be, as you can feel me, and the young generation think that's great. And it's not, because they're not growing or they're not elevating or being intelligent or inspired. So the intelligence has gone away and the dumbness has come in. And this is the reason why we're destroying each other. And we don't understand why we have so much mental health. We do not have music that guides you through life. I grew up on music that guided me through life, that guide me to know how to deal with a breakup, that guide me to know that, oh wow, I'm in love. You see what I'm saying? That guide me to know what's going on in my environment and how I need to be aware of what the president is doing with me. See, we did music like that. And then as a DJ, DJs don't realize why are DJs important. Even we're artists too. So don't separate the DJ from an artist. It's just that we have more control. Guess what? We control the environment. So if you're playing music that's all about shooting and pimping and all that kind of stuff, then what do you think is going to happen in the club scene? It creates violence because your music is 80% of violence. Well, if you flip it, do 75% of love, and I hope that, mingle a little bit of your gangster rap. Everybody can go home happy, make love, whatever the case may be, go and eat and stuff, and there's not an incident happening. So they don't understand that DJs are the puppet master. You control that's right. You control the environment by what you play because it's stimulating the brain waves in people's minds.
Say that, Silkyd. Say that. Back then, you had to have a DJ. If you was a rapper, you had to have a DJ. The DJ was, like she said, controlling the environment. So we're out here at the Youth Foundation, the 5 Points Youth Foundation. Can you give us some insight on what's going on out here? We got the elements. Hip hop has 5 elements. She was just speaking on the 6th element, which is knowledge. We got graffiti right here. So what's going on out here in this alley?
Well, this is Death Valley, LA, that we call it. And
Death Valley?
That's right, Death Valley, because it had, from the statistics of the city of LA, that this had the most death incidents in this alley. Okay, so with that said, it has been blocked and cut down, and even though it had been blocked and cut down, if hopefully we have people that have pictures of this alley with, a lot of drug infested, homelessness, crime activity that's going on here, and we wanted to beautify our community and give it some hope and inspiration. So I had Create, who is a well-known graffiti artist, worked with me and decided that we did the Death Alley project for Eric Garcetti, to the funds or the taxes that people pay to contribute to those who are trying to make change, and beautify their community. We don't have to go way out to Beverly Hills and the whole bit to feel like that we're safe and nice. How come we can't be safe in our own neighborhood and look at things that are beautiful to us? So with that said, 35 of the best known graffiti artists came here, and I'm telling you, the artwork is just incredible, and this is where we got Death Alley LA. So we allowed this to be the Mecca and to inspire other communities to do the same, or some alley that's just like ridiculous to even go through or scared to even walk down there, and make change in their neighborhood and beautify it with the artists that we have in our community of hip hop.
Man, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Man. I love that. I love that. And I would have never known it was called Death Valley, because there's so much life to it right now. You know what I mean? The graffiti is speaking to me.
Oh yeah.
It's some great artwork.
When you walk down this alley, it has a lot of messages when you look at art, and you really have to open up your eyes and see, and really stare at it to see what type of artwork or what type of message that the graffiti artist is portraying with what they want you to feel when you walk down the alley. So just like you said, you can't help but feel inspired. I mean, when you look now, this is an old painting that was before nowadays was done in the 60s, because we've had graffiti artists in the 60s. So we decided not to touch this wall and allow for it to be there, and just give it respect to the graffiti artists that have done it before that.
Hold on a second. So we had graffiti artists in the 60s?
Yes, we had graffiti artists in the 60s.
It was not before hip hop though, right?
No, actually hip hop began in the 60s. So here for the LA side, just to give you some history, it started with the Watts Riots. And we had poetry or porters and graffiti artists that was giving the message of the awakening of yourself, of who you are. So yeah, it's definitely, when you do your history about hip hop did not start in the 90s or the 70s, it actually started in the 60s. Because people don't know that hip hop is from social injustice. And it was a place for youth. It was a place for youth to have a safe ground and to be expressive of their creativeness of what it is. So New York is branded of it, because I would say that yes, New York really pushed out and made the word change to hip hop. So
I get what you're saying. It was a culture by any way before it had a name.
Well, jazz, jazz is really bebop to hip hop.
Right.
So understand that we changed the name to hip hop, and hip hop means higher in a power, helping or healing our people, and that's really the true word of hip hop. And if you don't believe me, just check out KRS-One, or Africa Bambaataa, or Grandmaster Flash. They will tell you that's exactly what hip hop means. But the corporate world have changed and made hip hop into a commercial type of thing, and they gave it a different type of image, which of course, destruction. Right. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a good thing, but you have to be aware in anything that you get into the arts. You need to study the history of arts. You need to study the history of music. That's what I say about DJs. Like, how can you say you're a DJ and you don't know any other music besides what you're listening on the radio? See, you have to know how to know where it comes from. Music is all kinds of music. It's cultural music. Where did it come from? And you implement that in pen. So when you decide to put that in your accolades, then you become that top mega DJ, getting paid because of your knowledge.
Right.
That's the point.
Woo! She's a DJ. She need to be a rapper, y'all.
I know. That's one. You know what? I was on 2 records, as a matter of fact. I was on DJ Unknown's record, 808 Beats, and then I'm also the voice on Uncle Jam's Army, Dollar Freak, and I did a couple of verses with Egyptian. But, I never got into the rap game. I've been a singer, but I never got into the rap game.
So, walk down here with me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I like the 69, 60 thing. But I like this one.
Oh, yes, definitely are. And if, look, people might think, oh, okay, it's a bunch of different lines and stuff, but if you look, it's got the O right here with the hip-hop hat on. You can really break it down where it's leading you into the city, coming out of the city, where the arrows is going into the directions. So once you study art and really look at art, you'll see things that you never thought you would see than just plain old lines and colors.
Yeah, it's very dimensional.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is definitely a 3D type. So when you step back, you can see all the little characters that was put in here with the arrows. And then I love this. If you look at this, like it says, our people have life. And you notice he has hip hop here and words that he got that, X. He put his name as big as I don't know, as what, which is great. Along with different, did you see the teeth that are coming up? Yeah, see, you can look at it in, that's right, you can look at it in all kind of ways, actually. So that's the beauty of it. You got, he's jamming to the boom box of the speakers. Just incredible.
Dope. This is dope.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day outside.
Yes,
I got the legendary Silkyd in the alley, Death Alley?
Death Alley, LA.
Death Alley, LA. Done brought it to life. They barbecuing in the back. I got another question for Silkyd though.
Yeah.
I heard you mention Uncle Jam's Army.
Yes.
For the people out there on my page, when I share this on the East Coast, what is that about? What is Uncle Jam's Army? Could you elaborate on that?
Uncle Jam's Army was the largest dance and DJ crew in history.
Wow.
Yeah.
History, though.
In history.
Wow.
Rave Parties was based off of Uncle Jam's Army thoughts, and it happened to be the creator was Roger Clayton, and he brought a bunch of DJs together and started doing dances, and those dances became so huge that artists started to come and perform, as well as some of the DJs became artists themselves, like Egyptian Lover,
Egyptian Lover.
That's right, the Arabian Prince, we had a lot of DJs that, of course, as you know, have turned into great engineers and great producers and artists themselves, as far as creating their own records and stuff. So Uncle Jam's Army allowed a lot of famous people. Run DMC came down. That's their introduction here to LA.
Wow.
Houdini.
Wow.
Atlantic Star. These are and I'm naming names that I was blessed to be on the same stage with, right? LA Dream Team, I can go on, and Ice-T. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? He came through here, even though he came from Radiotron. We had Radiotron. They came through Uncle Jam's Army. NWA, of course, the movie NWA. Rays coming through, before they blew up. So yeah, that's what Uncle Jam's Army is known for.
That's dope. So are you with all that history that you've been involved in? Are you sharing that with the younger females? Are there any female DJs out here in the West?
Oh, plenty.
Yeah.
Oh, plenty. Oh my God. Oh, DJ Young One. She started at the age of 8. My daughter, DJ Spark, DJ Lady Love, Spinderella. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? These DJs, what's a trip? I can't believe that I'm literally like the first female DJ, because Jazzy Joyce is the first on the East Coast, and she started in '83, and I started in '79. So that's the difference in the, as far as the history and dates are concerned. And I know probably she was just like me as a kid putting records on. You feel what I'm saying? But to be introduced out there or really do your thing around a lot of great people, I would, officially for me, it was 79, and I would say we're in the mid 80s of being with Uncle Jam's Army, because before that I was with Michael Mixon Moore and DJ Tony Joseph.
So was it hard as a female, especially at the time you didn't know you was the first, but was it hard being a female DJ around all the dudes doing it?
Well, you know what? Because, okay, I was tomboyish, and I hung with them. I was actually doing DJ battles.
Wow.
We were battling,
Damn.
you know. And now I would say yes. And every female knows that when they get into a man's game, you got to be just as good or better. You have to in order to get your respect.
Right.
So that answers your question right there, right? Yeah, I would say the hard part is that to be denied of our history because we are females and it's a male-dominant game and they only thinking about their boys. Okay. The other hard part is because I refused to do the casting couch. So, you know, I was only able to take it as far as I could and then walk away from it, you know, and come back and go somewhere else that will open up the door for me. Yeah, the hate arisen amongst our male counterparts. Keep that up for women to be denied of our status. You know, and I could say that even nowadays. I mean, look at Missy Elliott. Look at, you see what I'm saying? Yo-Yo. I can go on with many names that, yes, we're known and we're famous and we're celebrities, but you don't hear our brothers talk about us. Right. You know, when they get together, they get together.
Well, we're going to cut that shit out.
Yeah.
We're going to cut that out because you're beautiful, sister. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
And we're going to cut that out. In hip-hop, we need our queens.
Yeah, I love that.
Look at that.
Yeah. Only by one name you can be saved. That's deep, you know.
Heavy.
How can you not walk down this alley? Look, kings of kings. You know, I can go down. We have some female graffiti artists. One of my favorites. Beautiful. And would you believe they did this on a windy day, a windy hot day? And I actually, I have high respect for graffiti artists because they were spraying, and it was windy, and while I'm watching paint go out here in the air, and at the same breath, I'm seeing them transform something. And like, how can the paint, if it's going from the can, how can it land up and look like somebody done actually drew it? And they was telling me like different types of paints. How the paint flow. So, man, I was blown away in the education. Even though I studied art, like I'm really blown away when it comes down to spray. Yeah, spray painting was ridiculous. Like mud rock, gorgeous.
It's dope, y'all. It's dope.
Yeah, this one is another one of my favorites right here. Yeah, beautiful. That's beautiful. So, there's one. If we can hurry up and run on down, there's one favorite art by a female artist, graffiti artist. Because we got to talk about our females now, supporting my females. She did this abstract art right here, which is incredible. Yes, right here. Yeah. And it's a woman. If you look back, it's a woman. See the legs and the stretch and the flaw and the shoes?
Yeah.
At the end?
That's a perfect way to end the live. Come on, right here.
That's right.
Right between Queen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this was done by a queen.
Yes.
And I had the pleasure of interviewing the legendary queen, Silkyd.
Thank you.
Man, we just getting started. It's a beautiful day. We got some awards to give out. Man, it was an honor and a blessing.
Thank you. It's an honor and a blessing.
Thank you.
Too.
Anything you want to say to the people out there, the young generation of hip hop?
Oh yes, go to work. Believe in you. Never allow nobody to stop you from your dream. Understand that it don't happen instantly. You got a whole journey to get to where you need to be. So it doesn't happen overnight. Be patient. Take in criticism, and definitely get with people like us, because when an old person dies, a library is burned to the ground.
See? Go to work.
That part right there, I love y'all. Ooh.